Billie Eilish Pirate Baird O'Connell was born on December 18, 2001, in Los Angeles, California, into a family deeply rooted in the arts. Her mother, Maggie Baird, is an actress, screenwriter, and musician, while her father, Patrick O'Connell, is also an actor. From the very beginning, creativity flowed in Billie's household. She and her older brother, Phineas O'Connell, were homeschooled, giving them the freedom to pursue their artistic passions in unconventional ways. Music was not just a hobby, it was a language spoken fluently in their home. They learned music theory, songwriting, and production from an early age. Billie's path to stardom didn't come through a traditional talent agency or reality TV competition. Instead, it began quietly, organically, and almost accidentally. In 2015, at just 13 years old, Billie recorded a song written by her brother Phineas called Ocean Eyes. Initially created for her dance teacher, the track was uploaded to SoundCloud so it could be accessed for rehearsals. But the internet had other plans. The haunting vocals, minimalistic production, and raw emotion behind Ocean Eyes captivated listeners. The song quickly went viral, racking up millions of streams and catching the attention of major labels. The sudden buzz didn't feel like hype, it felt like discovery. Billie's sound was something entirely new, whispery yet commanding, vulnerable yet defiant. It wasn't long before she signed with Interscope Records, launching a partnership that would reshape modern pop. In 2017, Billie released her debut EP, Don't Smile at Me, a collection of moody, genre-blurring tracks that showcased her dark aesthetic and lyrical complexity. Songs like Bellyache, Copycat, and I Don't Wanna Be You Anymore became anthems for a new generation of teens dealing with anxiety, heartbreak, and existential dread. The EP was a quiet revolution. It didn't scream for attention, it pulled listeners into a world both dreamy and disturbing. Billie's fashion also drew attention. Her oversized clothing, baggy layers, neon hair, and streetwear edge became a statement against the hypersexualization of young women in pop. She rejected traditional norms and cultivated a visual identity that said, I will not be defined by your expectations. Her authenticity resonated loudly, and the fan base exploded. As her popularity grew, Billie and Phineas continued crafting music together in their bedroom studio. Their creative chemistry, unfiltered and boundary-pushing, produced Billie's debut full-length album, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go?, released in March 2019. The album was a phenomenon. With tracks like Bad Guy, Bury a Friend, and You Should See Me in a Crown, Billie created a new sonic palette, stripped-down production, eerie samples, ASMR-like vocals, and lyrics that explored death, mental illness, fame, and power. The album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, making Billie the first artist born in the 2000s to top the US charts. Bad Guy became a global smash, dethroning Lil Nas X's Old Town Road after a historic 19-week run. But more than chart records, Billie was changing culture. Teenagers saw her as a voice that articulated the feelings they couldn't explain. Adults saw her as a prodigy with startling emotional intelligence. The music industry saw her as the future. That same year, Billie dominated the festival circuit, performing at Coachella, Glastonbury, and Lollapalooza. Her live shows were raw, intense, and deeply emotional. She didn't rely on flashy choreography or costume changes. Instead, she delivered haunting vocals and unfiltered energy that made fans feel like they were experiencing something intimate and real. Then came the 2020 Grammy Awards. At just 18, Billie Eilish made history, winning 5 of the top awards. Album of the Year, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best New Artist, and Best Pop Vocal Album. She was the youngest artist ever to sweep the Big Four categories in a single night. With Phineas at her side, Billie's acceptance speeches were modest, humorous, and humble. She thanked her fans, her brother, and reminded the world that she never expected any of it. The moment was more than a personal victory, it was a generational shift. Billie's music wasn't formulaic. It didn't rely on big-name producers or generic hooks. It came from 2 siblings making honest art in their bedroom, and it resonated around the world. But fame came with challenges. Billie began speaking more publicly about the toll of constant scrutiny, media intrusion, and online toxicity. She faced criticism for everything from her clothes to her body to her attitude. Through it all, she maintained her independence. In 2021, she shocked fans by unveiling a new look for her second album rollout. Platinum blonde hair, vintage-inspired fashion, and a more grown-up aesthetic. The visual shift wasn't a rebranding, it was an evolution. Billie wasn't interested in being frozen in time as the teenage rebel. She was growing, and her music reflected it. Her sophomore album, Happier Than Ever, released in July 2021, was a deeply personal record that explored themes of identity, abuse of power, toxic relationships, and the price of fame. The title track, starting softly and exploding into a cathartic rock anthem, became a fan favorite and symbolized her inner transformation. Tracks like Your Power and NDA tackled industry manipulation and emotional trauma with bravery and nuance. Critics praised the album for its vulnerability and sonic expansion. It proved Billie didn't need to chase radio hits, she needed only to tell her truth. As the world slowly reopened after COVID-19 lockdowns, Billie returned to touring with the Happier Than Ever. The world tour, performing in sold-out arenas with a setlist that blended intimacy and spectacle. Her stage production evolved, but her authenticity remained. Billie danced barefoot, made eye contact with fans, and told stories between songs. She wasn't a performer acting a role, she was a person sharing herself. In the background, Billie also pursued other passions. She acted in short films, voiced characters, and launched a fragrance line. She collaborated with brands like Nike and Gucci, always on her own terms. In 2022, she became the youngest person to headline Glastonbury, delivering a powerful performance that cemented her place in music history. She also used her platform to speak out on climate change, abortion rights, and social justice. Billie wasn't interested in being a celebrity who stayed silent. She challenged politicians, called out media bias, and supported mental health advocacy. She understood the power of influence and used it with care. Billie also began exploring her personal identity in interviews, discussing her relationship with femininity, sexuality, and self-worth. She opened up about her experiences with body image, revealing how public opinions affected her self-perception. Her openness helped normalize mental health conversations for millions of fans struggling with similar issues. In 2023, Billie and Phineas earned their second Academy Award nomination for their James Bond theme, No Time to Die, which they had written and recorded at just 18 and 22 years old respectively. They won the Oscar, further proving their place not only in music but in film history. Billie's evolution wasn't just musical, it was spiritual, emotional, and philosophical. She was no longer just Gen Z's dark pop icon. She was a fully realized artist pushing boundaries while staying true to herself. Her documentary, The World's a Little Blurry, released on Apple TV+, gave fans unprecedented access into her life, capturing her struggles with Tourette syndrome, her mental health, the dynamics with her family, and the overwhelming pressure of fame. The film didn't paint Billie as a flawless hero, it showed her breakdowns, her frustrations, and her humanity. And that made fans love her even more. Billie Eilish never wanted to be a pop star in the traditional sense. She didn't want dancers, glitter, or approval. She wanted to create. And that's what she's done, over and over again, on her own terms. In 2024, Billie continued working on new material, teasing an upcoming album that promised to explore even more experimental sounds and introspective themes. She collaborated with artists across genres, from indie to trap to jazz, always surprising her audience. While other pop stars chased trends, Billie defined them. Whether whispering into the mic or screaming her heart out, she commanded attention by being unapologetically herself. As of 2025, Billie Eilish stands not just as one of the most successful artists of her generation but as a cultural force redefining what it means to be young, famous, and creative. Her fan base spans continents, age groups, and demographics. Parents admire her honesty. Teens see her as a reflection of their inner world. Critics praise her innovation. And industry veterans respect her independence. What makes Billie's story extraordinary isn't just her awards, sales, or fame. It's how she's navigated it all without losing herself. She has proven that success doesn't require compromise. That vulnerability is power. That music made with love and honesty can change lives. From a bedroom studio in Los Angeles to the biggest stages in the world, Billie Eilish has never followed the rules. She's written her own story, whispered her own truths, and dared to be different. And in doing so, she's become not just a pop star, but a voice of a generation.